Can you see this? Forget about it. Effects, transitions, animations, but none of this actually matter if you haven't seen this CapCut setting first. And honestly, don't ever start with effects, because beginners, they all make one mistake. Everyone wants to add effects, everyone wants to add animations, but 10 hours later your videos still look horrible. And it's because you are missing these 5 settings that I'm about to show you. My name is Patrick and I went from $15 reels to $5,000 projects in CapCut. In the next 7 minutes, I will show you 5 CapCut settings that most editors in CapCut never even use. 4 keyboard shortcuts that double up your editing speed, and I personally use them on every single project. Plus, I will give you one free template that you can drop straight in a CapCut. I've been getting a lot of comments that you don't see this option down here, and what it really does is that you can switch in between the layers. So if you want to put something on layer above, instead of dragging this bottom layer, drag it up like this, you can easily switch down here between the layers, so you don't have to do this manually. And you can find it up here in the setting. You want to go to edit and you want to make sure that arrange layers is unchecked, and then you hit on save. And this would be the very first setting I would even worry about when I first would start a CapCut. And if you uncheck this setting, it only applies to all your new projects, so keep that in mind. It don't apply to your older projects. Second thing I want to show you, it's a workspace. When you open a CapCut for the very first time, it probably look like this. And that's perfectly fine, because if you're having 16:9 format, videos mostly for YouTube, this is the workspace that you want to use. You can change your workspace up here in this right corner, and you can go from default or you can use a vertical. These are the two most workspaces that I've been using the most, and you can use these in any editing software, so keep that in mind. And when I'm editing in 16:9, I'm using a default. And when you have a short form content, you want to go to this right corner and switch this to vertical, and this gives you way more room to work on. Now you can compare the difference versus vertical and default. You can see it now. It makes a huge difference. Since we are in this setting, I want to show you one more important setting, and that's up here in this right top corner, and it's guides. And you have two options here. First is horizontal guide, second one is vertical. I like to use both, honestly, and I also like to put one more horizontal guide, and I just like to set it up on my eye level somewhere like this. And this helps me to keep my subject in the center, so you don't end up having footage like this, and you can easily center your subject. And the reason why I said I like to use one horizontal line on my eye level, it's because when I do a technique that is called jump cut, and I'm sure you've probably seen it, that when you had some footage that zooms in, now you can see that my eye level in this section, and now when I go to second clip, it's here, and it's not going to look super smooth. So you want to make sure that you always bring this eye level on the same line, and it has a smooth jump cut exactly like this. And you can always hide these layers, so you want to go back to this setting. And here I want to tell you one extra tip. Once you set your guides, make sure you lock them as well. So go back to the setting and just hit on lock guides. That way, when you start dragging your icons, graphics, clips, whatever it is, it's not going to move the lines. So make sure you lock your guides, and now it says guides locked. This was third setting that separates you from beginner editor to professional editor. And if you don't want to use these guides, I have this key zone template. It's an overlay that you drag directly on your timeline, exactly like I did just now. You can stretch it along your entire clip, and now just go to video basics and go to function blend and decrease the opacity. And that way you can center your subject exactly where you want. Just so I can explain this a little bit more in the detail, in this purple, dark purple section, you want to have your subject. You can position it directly with this crosshair on my eye level. In this section, you want to go with captions, and in this lower section, you want to go with graphics and icons or anything that you're going to be using. And the reason why I'm saying this is because we have this cool feature that CapCut has. It's a social media preview, and you can turn on any social media platform, and it shows you exactly where the icons are and your names and stuff like that. And if you don't see down here in the bottom, make sure that you're in format 9:16. Otherwise, it's not going to show this option. You can switch from any social media platform, and this is optimized for Instagram. And if you want to learn how to edit in CapCut that client's going to pay you, I have a school community where I teach complete CapCut video editing masterclass together with a viral edits breakdown and how to build your own reusable template. If you want to check it out, I leave a link down in the description. But now let me show you a preview quality. Preview quality, what it is. When you load up a lot of animations, effects on your timeline, and your timeline look exactly like this, that's why you want to use a preview quality. You will find it down here in this setting, in this right bottom corner, and you want to switch from full quality to medium. It's not going to do anything with your final video. It's only going to lower your preview quality. That way you can have a smooth preview. And I want to show you one more extra tip here. If you want to have a smooth playback after you finish editing your content, right click anywhere in this gray area and go to render and hit whole timeline. And now you can see this percentage player rendering loading up in this section. That means CapCut automatically pre-render your edited footage, and you can also see this blue line loading up like that. This is also another option how you can have a smooth preview in a CapCut. If you end up having a loaded timeline with a lot of animations, motions and anything, this is a way how you can have a smooth preview. So that's why I'm showing you this, let's call it basic setting, before you even start adding animations and effects. Because if you're going to focus on animations and effects, adding them all on the timeline, then you're probably going to have a laggy preview anyway. That's why learn basics first and use them later on once you start adding animations and effects. And now I want to show you my 4 keyboard shortcuts that I use in every single edit. And I want to say here, all these things that I'm showing you now, you can use them in any editing software. So if you later on decide you want to use Premiere Pro, DaVinci, anything, all this can be replicated inside any editing software. So if you were cutting until now, let's say you want to make a cut, so you hit on B, razor cut show up, you make a cut, you make another cut, let's say here, then you hit on A, and you select this clip that you don't need. Now you need to lift your left hand and reach all the way to the backspace. And now stop where you are now. This is going to take you a lot of time. Let's say you go into the podcast. You have to lift your hand, let's say 100 times. Okay, here's an easy quick fix. Instead of using backspace, change this keyboard shortcut to X. That way, you don't have to lift your left hand and you can just remove anything by pressing X on your keyboard, just like I did now. But if you want to skip this part and you don't want to use B for cut, let me show you how to do it like a pro. So instead of doing B, I want you to hit S, and as you see, it's split. And S stands for split all. And if you want to split only one section, make sure you hit Command plus S, and it only cuts through the layer that you have selected. So if you have multiple layers and you hit S, it cuts through all the layers. So keep that in mind. But if you have only one clip and you are making raw cut, you can easily hit on S all the time. My third favorite keyboard shortcut is Q. That means you can delete everything to the left all the way up to your last cut. So if I will go through this clip and I want to remove this part, I can easily position my playhead like this and hit Q, and it deletes everything to the left all the way up to my last cut. If I want to do it the other way, I just hit the W and it deletes everything to the right. Now I want to show you how these keyboard shortcuts I use in action in order to trim this clip super fast. So I just go with my playhead and I go S, Q, and I go like this. Instead of doing always B, A, removing that part, you can easily just position your playhead where you need to remove silences, and you can easily go based on a waveform and use S, Q, W, and you don't have to even use eraser tools. These were the 4 shortcuts that I've been using the most, and as I said, you can use them in any editing software. Now you have a template, you know how to use CapCut properly, you got 4 keyboard shortcuts, and if you want to edit in CapCut like in After Effects, this video is what is it all about.